How I was catching you up. Okay, how is it being a man? Like I said earlier, um, as little boys, I hear us saying little boys don't cry. What you crying for? Little boys don't cry. How is it being a man in this world? Not only with dating, but you waking up, going out into the world. Is it heavy? What are your thoughts?
It's definitely heavy. Me personally, I know how to compartmentalize, but that ain't good for you. But one of my close friends called me the other day, like him and his wife going through it. He was like, man, I just want to like cry, man. I'm like, bro, hop in the car, go take a ride, go cry. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to let that shit out somehow.
Yeah.
And he went upstairs and cried. And it ain't going to fix nothing, but it make you feel a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's hard out here, especially when you feel like you can't show emotions and stuff like that. But, I mean, if you don't, you might bust and show it the wrong way.
Right. Why do you feel like you can't show your emotions? Where does that come from?
Because, you get treated like you soft for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like society, Society don't want men to show their emotions. Like, they gonna think you Dwayne Wade or something. Like, for real though.
Yeah.
Like, and then like I was raised with my granddad. I only seen him cry 2 times in my life. Just recently when my grandma died. No, that was the only time. Cause before that, his mama died, he didn't even cry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm more like him.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff bother me, but not long. I just forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so
you were saying about the Giants?
Yeah, so I was saying, I kind of feel like the world is programmed, or just how the world sees man is like you like a giant, right? So it's supposed to be unmovable, unfazable. In a way, you can't do too much. That's why it kind of speaks to what you were saying as far as like limited. Everything's limited action.
Right.
Like, all right, you can do that. Don't do that too much though.
Right.
But you're supposed to kind of be everything for everybody in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be that ultimate form of a being. So that's why it's kind of like that's like the metaphor, in a sense of like how the world sees man.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now it's just like a time, or I feel like there's always a time going from a boy to being a man. You go through a period of, I feel like you have to accept being a villain in a sense. And I don't know if this is kind of just like specific to like the black man experience, which it could actually be, of like, once you come to a certain age and you're like, I have to accept that I can't change that a lot of this world is gonna look at me as the bad guy, or can easily hop over that fence and look at me as such.
Right.
And you kind of have to beat that. Like, I feel like that's just like a common battle just in my life, or just like anyone around me, or men that I have talked to, or enough to where I know they journey a little bit. I feel like that's like a really key thing that we have to beat. And ultimately it's like on the journey of manhood, it's like, how do I define myself? Because I know the world is going to try to define me in this kind of way.
Right.
And it's just like making sure that doesn't interfere with your own personal growth and development. I feel like, that's a real battle that I feel like most men have to deal with. And yeah, it's just like being a man. I feel like as far on the good side, it's like looking at it as wanting to be the ultimate giver at the end of the day. Is wanting to have so much of like the fruit from the trees and the work that you've built to be able to give to people. I feel like that's like something I look forward to personally. It's like, I want to be in that position. Whether it's a kingdom seated on the throne or whatever, but it's really to just be able to just give, and get the respect in return for that. Because you can't be everything and the world treats you like nothing. That's when you start to feel crazy.
I guess I'm a crazy person here, boy. Nah, I feel you though. Like, that's how it be. Like, and one thing when it comes to manhood, I realize you have boys, male, and men. That's just something I kind of picked up on my journey. People think they're a man because they have the body parts of a man. And they'll go around here, if I'm a man, I'm a man. But I tell you, bro, be boxed in with a whole bunch of men for a long period of time, but you'll see we're really emotional. You'll see we're real vulnerable. You see that what shit phases us. And society has groomed us to feel like we have to always be the providers. We also have to be the backbones. We have to be the all in all. And that comes from based off religious factors, how you grew up. It's just how we grew up. Tradition. So, and what a lot of people trying to do now, we're trying to break tradition. And there's nothing wrong with breaking tradition, but as far as the basis of being a man, you just have to stick to your morals and principles that you believe in. And that's why I think it's so hard today in society, because niggas really ain't figuring out who they are till they hit 30 years old. And by the time they 30 years old, they either got a girl, wife, kids, bills. So I can't focus on myself because I got all this other shit I gotta take care of. Because I'm just not figuring out who I am. I'm just not figuring out what I want to do in life or how I want to treat life. But for so long, I got all this other shit I gotta accomplish. So we hide, like you said, we hide the fact we could carpet. How you say the word again?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah. and we put it in boxes.
For sure.
We put it in boxes like, all right, this is not important right now. Go to the next. This is not important right now. Go to the next. Like, bro may want to start a business, but he can't right now, or he feel like he can't right now. So he puts it in the box and put it up. For 5 years, not going by.
Right.
And and that's the hardest part on it, especially in the black society. I can't speak for nobody else, but in black society, that's how I feel. And a lot of people are doing good at 25, 30 years old, but that don't necessarily mean they know who they are. They think, oh, I got some money in my pocket, I'm that nigga. But you really just right here crying to your mama. And I ain't even trying to throw shade at nobody, but that's just how it be. You know, shit, you can be 40 years old, still down on your dick. So
Still not a man.
Yeah. And so like once it clicks. That's all I can say. It clicks. That's how you know it clicks. Experience in your life gonna happen, you be like, that was it. Now I know I'm a man. And won't nobody else know, won't nobody else figure it out. But how y'all say, girl, you got that glow.
Yeah.
But damn, but something different about you. Shit. I had to lock in. Shit, it clicked. And you know, other people know you see it. And it clicks. And once it clicks, you know you're at that moment of like, all right.
See, my granddad always told me, like, don't ever call yourself a man. Like he said, you're not a man until your peers and other men recognize you as a man. And that's when you become a man.
And that's how I realized, like, it clicks. It clicks.
If you're not a man and you're around men, they don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why a lot of men get around men and dudes feel out of place. And I'm just saying from experience, like, you can be in a room full of men and in your mind you feel cowered out because you feel the presence of being around other men. And within yourself, you know, well, I'm not on that level. And a real man, they'll sense it too, but they're not finna downplay you, down talk you. They're not finna shun you. Cause they're gonna try to, like you said, they're gonna try to pick you up. They're gonna try to take you up under their wings.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, just one of the eternal things from my perspective, you just know.